Dear child of God, I want to share a story with you. A little church of St. Agnes nestled in the valley, dwarfed by the imposing Mount Cinder. For generations, the villagers had lived in its shadow, their lives dictated by its moods. Landslides occasionally blocked the river, floods threatened their homes, and the long winter shadows cast a pall over their spirits. Old Alara, the village elder, remembered a prophecy: when the faith of the valley blooms like the spring heather, even Mount Cinder shall yield. It had been recited for centuries, dismissed as folklore, but Alara held on to it, a tiny ember in her heart. One harsh winter, the river froze solid, and food grew scarce. Fear gnawed at the villagers. Alara, frail but with eyes that held a steady light, gathered them in the little church. Our ancestors believed, she said, her voice clear despite her age. They believed in something bigger than this mountain, bigger than our fears. Let us believe too. She didn't ask them to move the mountain with their bare hands, but to move the mountain within their hearts, to replace fear with hope, despair with unity. Every morning they gathered, not to pray for the mountain to vanish, but to share what little food they had, to sing songs of resilience, and to help the weakest among them. Young Thomas, a carpenter, started crafting sturdy sledges to travel further for supplies. Martha, the baker, found a way to stretch their meager flour. Even the children drew vibrant pictures of spring flowers, taping them to the cold church walls. Days turned into weeks. The winter remained fierce, but something shifted in the valley. The gloom lifted, replaced by a quiet determination. They weren't just surviving, they were living, supporting each other with unwavering kindness. Their faith wasn't a desperate plea, but a quiet, persistent blossoming of the human spirit. Then one morning a sound echoed through the valley, not the rumble of a landslide, but the rush of water. A thaw had begun, earlier than anyone could remember. The ice on the river cracked and gave way. Soon, fresh water flowed freely and the threat of famine receded. Mount Cinder still stood, majestic and unmoved, but the villagers of St. Agnes looked at it differently now. They had faced their fear, not by trying to conquer the mountain, but by nurturing the faith within themselves and in each other. They understood. The prophecy wasn't about physically moving stone and earth, it was about moving the mountains of doubt and despair that had weighed down their hearts. Their faith had indeed bloomed, and in doing so, it had changed their world. See, just by nurturing the faith within you, you too can move the mountains of doubt and fear that have played on your emotions. Stay blessed.